And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome. You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to Koi Place Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. For my crab people, Happy New Year! Welcome to 2025. We move from 1 month to the next, and now 1 year to the next. And in this read, just like we've been seeing with every single sign, there's probably going to be the notion of transformation, abundant change, and just expansion and overall growth. That's why I've been seeing for all the sign collectives. Many different ways, but still the same point of things that are going on within, expressing themselves on the outside. So, in the spirit of growth, I'll also be talking about what I can do on my end now. I have reopened the opportunity for individual reads. So if you would like to have a one-on-one read, message me, email me directly, and we can set that up, schedule, and yeah, let's have that consultation. So as we do the first and last with every month, this does not change. It's just a different transitory period. First and last is a style of read I do, Cancer, where as we transition from one period to the next, normally months, but now months and a year, we see what's coming in and what's going out, right? This is represented by the aces on top, tens on the bottom, each of the respective elements, water, earth, fire, and air. Cups, pentacles, wands, and swords, respectively. In the top with the aces, what's new? New investments, new fulfillments, new opportunities abound, things of that nature. Or depending on the context, renewal, because that is a form of new, just kind of twisted around a bit. And in the bottom, the tens, culminations, conclusions, and endings. What have we learned? What experiences have we gained? As a preamble to the read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even when it gets difficult, understand I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you, I'm not here to mislead you. That's not what I do. That's not why I do this practice or have this channel in the first place. We just lay the cards out at the table, talk about the good and bad, rain or sunshine, and we have a conversation about it. Yeah. So, with all that being said, follow along with me, your first and last for the month of January, Cancer. And yeah, let's see what the cards say. Talk about it for the crab people. Going with your home element of water. Let's start. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Cancer in this read. Nice. But they hit the table, so I won't take. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Cancer in this read today. It's almost like they want to fly out, but I need to see things hit the table. That's the only way I take. Again, did not hit the table. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Cancer in this read. What cards you would like for us to see for Cancer's journey today? For some odd reason, I felt like during the intro, I didn't say the sign of Cancer at one point. Who knows? Know that I meant it for you. Crab people. Okay. Now, what's happened? Okay. I want to see a little bit more. So the Eight of Swords, the notion of powerlessness and indecision, but also sharp conclusions have already been made. Ace of Cups. Upon the Ace of Cups, new fulfillment arises. You. Chariot, the card of Cancer. Are we able to let love back in? Easiest way we could put it. Right now, I'm looking at a Cancer who, while they do want emotional fulfillment, I'm not talking about with a past partner. If I remember your reads in the past month or so, you kind of went through a lot of breakups and separations. My memory is hazy. I do reads for all 12 signs. But what I can say is that you want to be emotionally engaged in that way, but part of you still feels like you're reaching for something that isn't there, right? The Eight of Swords. It's not that you cannot feel this again. Right now, you're just not in the state of accepting it, right? And so it's not that you don't want it. It's that, again, we feel like we're grasping at straws here. What's going on? And if it is love, why isn't it coming easy? Right? So you're in a state of wanting to accept it, but at the same exact time, what does that look like for me? And so we're going to do what's called me work. Next, to the Ace of Pentacles. Show us cards that we need to see, please, for Cancer in this read. If we're trying to, I'll take that one. Seven of Swords. What goes with that Seven of Swords upon the Ace of Pentacles for Cancer in the read today? And also, because it's just a pure emotion of the Ace of Cups, that's a break. This also could apply to Cancers who are already in relationships. Again, not everything has to be a love read. I say this almost all the time, if not all the time, in my one-to-one reading series. Catch those when you can. But yeah, even if you're already in a relationship, what do you feel that you're emotionally blocked off from that you want to let in? So, we now move to this Ace of Pentacles, a new opportunity abound. What defines that? 1, and then 2, and then 3. Three of Pentacles. Okay. Workable, combinable efforts and dynamics. 9 of Cups. Interesting. So, while we want to give the best of ourselves to what we say is a friend and only a friend, part of us is debating, what does that actually mean? Why are we afraid to say anything? I'll come back to that Seven of Swords later, because something is, I don't think it's necessarily untruthful actions or, moments of disengagement with you, Cancer. That Seven of Swords is suggesting that the behavior that's displayed on the surface is not entirely the whole story. When we combine all that under the Ace of Pentacles, it suggests that you're trying to show a deeper emotional self or a deeper emotional connection with somebody who's already in your sphere. Right? Thing is, I don't necessarily want to call that love just yet. I know it oftentimes leads in that direction. I would need to see a lot more than that. But it's just about having emotional truths. What am I trying to be honest about? Because if I'm honest with you, I can be honest with me. You see how that's reflective, right? Let's go to the Ace of Wands. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, upon the Ace of Wands for Cancer in their read. What is held upon the Ace of Wands for Cancer in their journey? What ignites the spirit and provides the energy to push forward? Show the crab people what they need to see. Okay. Yeah. The same thing that enthralls us is the same thing that's keeping us locked in place. Seven of Wands, notion of being guarded, at least from emotional pursuit or changes. Next, the World. As one cycle has come to its absolute end, or is wrapping itself up quite nicely at this point, a new story is trying to unfold. Two of Cups, with you and a potential offer or partner. So, we want to be open to it. We established that over here. It's not simply, we need to find this person, they're going to change us, and no, and none of that. We don't do this at this table. We don't get just fully invested into the stars. We go to inner space. What's going on within me right now? I'm looking at Cancer who's saying, a cycle I had with one person is wrapping itself up completely. If not, it's going to be happening throughout this month, because that is the theme right now. That way I can meet another connection and see what that looks like for me. However, I'm still guarded. And that guardedness that we have, whether that be letting go or holding on, whatever is keeping us locked in place in Cancer, it's basically being an energy vampire at this point, because it's not allowing you to move forward, right? Be kind to yourself. Be very kind to yourself, because if we don't give ourselves any credit, we also can't do any action or have any motion, right? We have to sit where we are right now. Whatever this connection is, it once meant something to you, and now we're just left stuck with the scraps of it. It could come out as like, unintentional quips or jabs at this past person, or it could come out as, nah, I'm not ready, even if, you met somebody pretty awesome and you'd like to get to know them more. It's about addressing within yourself what's creating that blockade, an extra unneeded blockade for you to hurl yourself over. Next, to the Ace of Swords. What is revealed in truth and by extension challenge? For Cancer in their read. Choice cards we need to see, please, upon that Ace of Swords for Cancer. King of Wands. Okay, so if nothing else, we're trying to push ourselves, right? We're trying not to beat ourselves up over whatever emotions still linger or whatever is still there, but we're taking it with stride. We're going to do the best of what we got. Four of Wands. The truth is, I want to find what an actual relationship, the actual emotion, the actual notion of feeling at home and safe within myself, within another person, what those boundaries feel like. I want to know what that feels like. Eight of Cups. And I think at that point, when we have those answers, we choose to walk away. Here, I take that Eight of Cups in a positivistic form because that Eight of Cups is more tied to this world over here. Because once we say we're truly ready to let love in, let whatever needs to come in, we're also saying, I'm ready to let whatever was bothering me go. Underneath it all, Hermit, card of Virgo, the status of healing. But more so, this comes from practice and experience, so it's well wrought with time. We know how to get there, even if we're not there yet. So it's not about having this grandiose, spectacular growth. It's just about having growth right now. Appreciate the little things. You're making progress. Next, to the tens. We look first for the Ten of Cups. Again, the elements of Cancer. Show the cards that we need to see, please, in the home element of water, about harmony and synchronicity for this station. What are the cards that we need to see, please, upon the Ten of Cups in this read? Seven of Cups. Possibility is now opening up for us. Will we be open enough to take it? King of Wands coming out again. Ideologically, theoretically, the best thing that we can do is pursue that. Are we fully ready to do that yet, though? I want you to sit with where you are right now, Cancer. Well, I want you to sit with where you are right now, because if you try to rush this process, it's going to backfire spectacularly. Do the work and whatever you need for yourself right now. That will come with time. Nine of Pentacles. It is an investment. It takes active and intentional effort, step by step, brick by boring brick, to be ready to where you want to give. Next, to the Ten of Pentacles. What about the culmination of all experiences had in the past, in the present, and hopefully in the future going ahead, where we find our roots and build a sustainable everything? Show us cards we need to see, please, for Cancer in this read. Define that Ten of Pentacles. Nine of Wands. Okay. Part of you knows that, yeah, you've been fighting off a lot of, both whatever feelings of doubt, pain, and insecurity from this past dynamic. You've been fighting that off, but also the fact that you had to put in effort still also indicates kind of where your heart is, right? So it's a double-edged sword. One says, hey, I'm healing, right? This is what that looks like. This is definitely what that looks like. The other part is the cold acknowledgement that I wouldn't be feeling the sudden upsurges if feelings were not still there, right? So we have to sit with the uncomfortable right now, what's bringing out of us. Next, Ten of Swords. Ultimately, it spells out the fact that whatever the dynamic was from before with you and another person, that junk is done. We understand that. That is very loud and clear. However, just because we wrapped our head around it intellectually doesn't mean our heart is in the same space. In other words, the heart's playing catch up. The brain has resolved, the heart is playing catch up. Three of Swords, heartbreak and remorse. Part of you is trying to engage very deeply with your own hurt around this issue. The thing is, if we stay too long in that modality, we kind of get stuck there, and I don't want that for you, Cancer. We just acknowledge, yeah, I don't feel good right now, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Just give me a second. Let me get ready. Let me get dressed. I'm gonna head outside. Right? You're really trying to push yourself in that direction of positivity, of being more open to meeting new people, and putting a pep in your step, getting your groove back. That's very obvious. Don't run away. Don't use this as a method to run away from pain. Right? If we try to run away from it, it's just gonna follow us. The brain has already wrapped itself around the issue. The brain has already resolved what the heart is still catching up with. 10 of Wands. What about the burdens that are now still carried with intentionality for Cancer in this read? Show us the cards that we need to see, please. Apply that 10 of Wands. It requires the intent of action. Nine of Swords. And here, swift and fast acting motion. We have to be intentional every day to live our own life. What that looks like for you, we'll see. King of Swords. Knowing that this is the best outcome, it can only be experienced when I take I take the helm of that charge, the reins of that horse. The only one that can do that is me. I can create as many strategies or come up with as many scenarios in my head of a happier version of me, or I can put on my best clothes and go to that group lunch outside. The Magician, the power of manifestation, is sitting on my back because the only person who can push it off is me. Simply, but we're trying to bring in something new, and we're coming to the resolution that, no, I don't need other people to drag me anywhere. I don't need anybody to drag anything out of me. I need to get me out of me. Lastly, to the 10 of Swords. What's sharp, even if painful conclusions have been had in the course of this read. Show the cards that we need to see, please. Define that 10 of Swords for Cancer. For the crab people. Two of Swords. And so we're stuck in a state of confusion, but we're also asking better questions, right? We don't need to have all the answers, but we are starting to come up with some. Give yourself a break. The Sun. It is our responsibility to see what happiness looks like. Let us be able to accept it every day, make at least one I can't and I can. Make one I can't and I can for you. Ace of Cups. The only way it comes through is if we push the boundaries of our reality that's locked basically in a dead fast race. The one that's not going anywhere. The one that says, hey, I'm going to get there, but doesn't do any motion of getting there, right? You are definitely heading in that direction, no doubt. Otherwise, the sun would not be coming out. However, it's our responsibility to find it. Underneath it all, 6 of Swords. Moving forward, moving on. Next, define the major arcana strewn across the table for Cancer in their read. Rule first, look towards the Chariot card of Cancer, the representative power card of the self. What is important to know about the Chariot within this read, and we push forward? What are the cards we need to see, please, for Cancer? Ten of Wands. The thing that we carry the most is the weight we put on ourselves. Now, we want to be emotionally open. However, how can we be emotionally open when we feel like we're dragging basically dead weight behind us? It's hard to be open while we're just tugging that along. So that's understandable. Next, to the World. 5 of Wands. Let all conflict end. Right now, the one that's holding on to it at the end of the day, Cancer, it is you, and that's admittable. But we're also trying to be kind with ourselves to start to let that go properly, piece by piece. Give yourself a break. Next. There was the Magician. The Wheel of Fortune spins in your favor. That if I do it right, piece by piece, day by day, and that's why I said every day, one I can't must become an I can. If I can stick to that vow to myself, eventually the wheel will begin to turn. It happens like that. Next to the Sun, Ace of Cups. Emotional fulfillment will come when it's ready. Good. Resolution. So, in space of resolution, and the reason why I'm saying this, Cancer, is because you have the Ace of Cups 3 separate times, and particularly one underneath a placement card just for the guidance of the reeds formation. Your home element of water is still spelling out, no, it's going to happen. I just got to know the pathway to get there. Fair enough. Resolution, reveal cards of resolution for Cancer in this read. What's held in space of resolution for Cancer in their journey today? Three of Wands, the expectation on the horizon. There we go. Now we're starting to plan. We're starting to look towards the future. We're starting to build that, at least the schematic of what we want that to look like. Knight of Cups. And therefore, we can give the best of ourselves when we're fully participating. Underneath it all, Four of Cups. Yep. In healing and action, we move on from apathy and disappointment. What do I see in your read today, Cancer? We're trying to be open to new emotional horizons and new emotional connections. Yeah. The problem is that while our brain has wrapped ourselves around an ending to a connection we once had, our heart is playing catch up. And that is fair. The thing is that if we're trying to just run full speed ahead and not deal with the stuff, it will catch up to us. It will bite us in the butt. And that's just fair. So the conclusion that we had at the end is that, yes, it is my responsibility to find my own happiness. The way I do that is not by just moping around or saying it's not possible. Every day, one I can't must become an I can, because I slowly unlock whatever I need to find that happiness yet again. It will happen, but it has to be methodical. Go through the steps properly and you'll find what you need to. The heart is playing catch up with the head right now. Understand the difference, and that way eventually they'll sync up. That's what I got in your read today, Cancer. Hope this conversation helped. And yeah, it is tough, but if you do this right with the strategic method I see you planning out bit by bit, it'll happen the ways that it needs to. Let it just happen. Let it happen. I'll see you around, okay? Take care. Crab people!